Hello, this is Alberta, and welcome to Politics in Plain English. Today we're going to be discussing slave as opposed to illegal immigrant. Is there a difference? And I'm going to give you a series of facts, and you can decide for yourself. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, illegal immigrants, they're just like slaves. But is that really true? For one, slaves, they were forcefully brought here on slave ships, and they were chained together. They were given very little food, as they didn't want them to defecate on themselves, because when they were bringing them over here on the slave ships, a lot of them were suffering from diarrhea. And so they would do horrible things like plug up their rectum so that they couldn't defecate, and it was just terrible. A lot of them died en route here. But the point is, they were brought here forcefully chained up. Now, illegals, when you hear about illegals, there's none that are brought here forcefully. These people actually pay coyotes to bring them into the country, and no one is chained or had anything put in their rectum or whatever for because when they get here, they need to have a certain price paid for them or whatever. So all of these people either came in cars, walked across, or smuggled. By some means, they willfully came over. Okay, 2, if a slave who was in the plantation escaped, once he was captured, he was whipped, he was beaten, he was maimed, even sometimes the foot was cut off. Now, let's compare that to illegal aliens. If they're caught, what's the worst thing that happens to them? They may go to jail for a while, then they're deported. But notice, none of them are going to be beaten. They're not going to be chained. They're not going to have their feet cut off. If anything, they're going to be rewarded, as opposed to the slave. The slave, when he came here, he worked for free. That meant however long they needed him to work, out in the hot sun or whatever it was, all of his labor was free. Now, going to the illegal aliens are paid minimum or sometimes below minimum wage, but they're paid something, which is better than nothing. They are then able to get green cards, welfare, food stamps, they get free cell phones, and they're allowed to participate in the government, even if they're illegally. You hear illegally. In California, here where I live, I know in LA, they even have illegal people sitting on the board of directors because, according to them, they want these people to have representation, because everybody has to be represented. The black, the white, Hispanic, illegal, illegal, believe it or not. Now, let's go back to the slave. There was no representation for him in government, period. He was counted as a slave, is not even human. Once slavery was ended in 1865, he was counted as 1/3 of a human. That meant that for every 3 people, it had to take 3 to count as 1 person. That is not the case with illegal aliens. So the reason I'm bringing this forward is because there's a lot of misinformation out there, where a lot of the Democrats basically are saying, oh, slavery and illegal immigrants is the same thing. This is the same point they tried to make with blacks and homosexuality. For some strange reason, people always want to group black people in with whatever mess they're doing in their own lives, and they try to justify it by having black people involved in it. And I'm just kind of sick and tired of all these different groups, even Middle Eastern groups are saying, coming out, oh yeah, black people, we were mistreated too, and you should be with us. Totally a different situation. So that's why I'm here, Politics in Plain English, to bring it to you straight. So Stay tuned. Bye-bye.